All right. So it says we are live. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. So you guys can let me know if I'm here in front of you and you can hear and see me. I think you can. This is fairly easy to use. Again, this is StreamYard we're using. So hopefully this is live. I don't really know. I guess I should check my own little thingamajig. Let's see. There it is. Boom, we're live. Okay. All right, everybody, how's it going? It is a wonderful Saturday night. I'm going to be adjusting some lighting and stuff because I really don't have a good system for lighting just yet down. So I'm working on some things, you know how it is. So we're doing a weekend chat, 9 o'clock, 9 to 10. So hopefully you get, I know I'm very color coordinated. You're right. Actually, it's the first hat I found. And it's because my bald head is peeling, man. I got in so much sun last weekend and you could see the peeling skin. I turned really, really red from all the damn sun. So, yep. That's the downside of being a bald guy. But it is what it is, right? All right. So let's do a little bit of a roll call really quick. We'll say hello to everybody tonight. So far, I've got Dan O'Neill, Craig Fatla, sorry, Craig. Ninja Scout, what up? Big Al, Scott, P79, C. Kim, what's up? Kathleen, music lover, hello. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Pistol Pete, what's up? Ohio Cruffler, hello, sir. LZ USA, hello. Ripcord Jr., and again, C. Kim is still there. Floridian, we are playing ball right now. And Nate Hill, Sean Montoya, hello. Let's see. So a bunch of people. So as you guys know, Peter K has also just joined us. Dennis B, hello, sir. So a couple of things before we get started. Ferrets with Guns, what's up? So I have released some information in regards to ways that I can actually generate some funding for this channel without having to go the route of a Patreon, because I don't feel like I want to do that at this point, and may never. But if you guys don't know that, you guys, if you buy any holsters from Harry, you just have to plug in 1776 and you get a 10% discount. And I think I get like some money kicked back to me, which is kind of nice. Thank you, Harry, for that. So if you're interested in a Harry's holster, you can do that. I also provided a link on Instagram where you guys can go and buy yourself a Vetter holster. Although there is no discount, 10% of the sale goes to me. I sound kind of greedy. I feel kind of greedy saying that, but it is what it is, man. All right. So anyway, Kathleen Music Lover saying I am a total Beretta fanboy. You know, that's kind of interesting because I was actually going to be thinking about making a video about whether or not I think Beretta is sort of the Italian version of CZ. There's a lot of similarities between the two companies. But yes, you are correct. I am a huge Beretta fanboy now. And I never thought I'd say that, but I've actually fallen in love with that manufacturer. So yeah, and I'm proud to say it. Southpaw RX, how are you, C? How are you? So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask some questions, and we will get started whenever you guys feel like you're ready. So at this point, I mean, I'm sure many of you are aware, man, there's been a ton of drama on YouTube recently for certain gun channels. You know, I actually have been watching a lot of the videos today, kind of catching up on some of the stuff. And, you know, it's just kind of mind boggling. But, you know, the way I look at it is whatever floats your boat, you know. I mean, I think people just have way too much time on their hands, to be honest with you. But that's my opinion. The M9 is growing on me, according to Dennis Speed. Look, that M9A3 is awesome. I have to say, I absolutely love it. And the 92s are cool. They're definitely cool. The only thing I don't like about the 92 FSs and those kind of things is the fact that you cannot replace the front sight. You have to get it specially milled. Let's see. Dave Gass is on. Hello, Dave. Dave, I agreed with your comments, by the way, on your latest video. Let's see. You know, Keith, you're absolutely right. I actually saw the new black 48 and the 43X today. And I have to say, I actually like them 100 times better than the silver ones. The black 48 looks almost like a new gun compared to that silver. I never thought I would say that, but it definitely makes a huge difference on that handgun. So I agree, Keith, 100%. Let's see. Ripcord is asking this question. Let's push this up there. Is your Beretta Centurion the best midsize 9mm you have? I have the full size and I love it. So is it the best midsize? I think it's kind of relative, because what I mean by that is, for example, I love my PX4 Storm Compact. I was carrying this big chunky gun today, and it's just great. I love this gun. Is it the best? Probably not. I did some work on it, dropped a new hammer spring, so the trigger is much better. I have, obviously a bunch of CZs, the P01s, the PCR. Those are my favorites. And I have the Steyr M9, a PPQ, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on. So is it the best? It depends on the day of the week, to be honest with you. I will tell you that the Beretta has actually replaced my Glock 19 as my favorite 19-sized handgun. So I guess in a way, you're right. It is probably my favorite right now. I love it. I love the Centurion. It's a great handgun. Let's see what else we got going on here. So Floridian is saying happy anniversary. We did. We actually went to a very nice dinner. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I've been married 21 years as of yesterday. I know it's hard to believe that someone could actually love me for 21 straight years, but she does, which is great. And yeah, we had a great time. We didn't do much. We don't do the whole, hey, let's go and spend $8,000 on an anniversary. We had a nice dinner, fairly expensive dinner, but it was worth it. If you guys are ever in Goshen, New York, I would highly recommend going to a restaurant called Catherine's. It is fantastic. And then we came home and watched a movie, and that's what we do. That's what we like. That's who we are. We saw a stupid movie, actually. It was called, I think, Us. I think that's what it was called, Us. It was pretty weird movie. Let's see. Let me go through some of these questions. Yeah, Steyr is getting jealous of your new Beretta craze. Yeah, look, they're two different guns. The Steyr, I still love that MF A2, whatever you want to call it. I've actually been getting some emails from people saying, how come Steyr didn't try to help me out and give me one? I can't answer that. I mean, I will tell you, they were excellent. They've always been very nice to me, guys. And I would always appreciate the fact that they sent me that gun to review. Would I like one? Yeah, I wish they would send me one, but it is what it is, guys. Let's see. No, I agree, Nicholas. There was nothing wrong being Beretta fanboy. Let's see. Also, Yankee didn't start at this time. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it. I don't even care. I was watching the videos, and the only thing that kept going through my mind is, how can anybody watch these 41-minute videos where they just go back and forth complaining and whining? And, it kind of gets to the point where you start to really wonder if these so-called members of the gun community are actually members of the gun community, or are they all about their own, I guess you could say, image, so to speak. But whatever. Like I said, none of my business. Don't care. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm just going to do me, because that's the best I can do. Logan is 21. Yeah, Logan, I got married young, but when you meet the right one, you'll know. What gun oil and lube do you use? Let me see if I can find it. I use Battleborn Breakthrough. I like that stuff. I like the way it goes on. That's good. And I forget what else I use. I forgot. There's my Battleborn. And then I use something else. Let me find it. Hold on one second. Let's see. I have it somewhere. And I use the Rand stuff as well. Both of those products are very good. I like them. Let's see. Beretta doesn't market very well. I don't know if a lot of these companies really have to, because most of these companies have big military contracts, police contracts, and if it's not here, it's overseas. Steyr is one of those companies, so they may not be big here with advertising, but they don't really have to, because a lot of their money is earned with the military contracts and things like that. Let's see. Do I recommend lights on carry guns? No, I don't carry it, because let me see if I can say this. I guess it depends on situation. I mean, if you're going out to a crowded area, then in all likelihood, there's going to be some form of ambient light around you, whether it's in a theater, whether it's in the mall, whether it's at a restaurant, or some public area. So there's always going to be that ambient light there. So do you really need a light? Probably not. If you're living on a side road, a dead end street, if you're living in a trailer down by the river, then, maybe a light would make sense for you. But again, it's always different for everybody. I live in a kind of a rural area. So for me, if I'm out at night, I will have a light with me. I don't carry it on my gun because honestly, I don't want to buy 15,000 more holsters. So I usually will carry a light in my pocket. That way I at least have something to, visually identify if something needs to be shot. But no, I don't normally carry a light on my gun. Bedside gun, I do, but that's it. Let's see. No drama on this channel. That's right. Let's see. Finally picked up a shield. Only took me 100 years to get one, but I got it for dirt cheap. Yeah, they are going crazy low right now. I've seen them, going on Gunbroker. You can get like a bid on it, and you can win them for about $250. It's crazy what they're going for right now, and I would highly recommend it. I love the shield. I think the shield tops down is probably like my favorite single stack that's been released. And I've owned just about all of them with the exception of the P365, which I'm not into at all, even the XL. Let's see. As good as the CX4 as they were before 9mm car. Yep. CX4 is pretty cool. I've actually seen one. Unfortunately, they're illegal here because, Big Brother's watching. And I've seen them. Again, I'm slowly paying off the Ruger PC. So I can't wait to get that. That's going to be a fun shoot. And it's actually a little carbine that I can shoot with my son and not necessarily have to worry about a lot of recoil. So that's one of the reasons why I actually got it was for him. He's shooting a 22 and he's actually a really good shot. So I want to get him into something a little bit bigger, a little bit more, recoil, although that's arguable, I guess you could say. But that's one reason why I got it. Sean is saying the drama needs to stop with the BS. It will only hurt us in the end, and again, not to get into it. My only comment would be that unfortunately, I think what we're seeing are people's own motivations of greed and probably also a bit of ego playing a role into all this. Like for me, this is not the end all and be all of anything for me. I like YouTube. I like having these conversations with all of you. I like buying new guns and I like reviewing them and shooting them and all that other great stuff. But you know what? You have to prioritize your life. This cannot be it for you because this can go away anytime. But the things that can't are going to be your family, your professional life, your personal life, and the things that you do outside of this. And if this becomes all encompassing, it's definitely a way for you to go down the rabbit hole. And I think that's one of the reasons why I try to stay as grounded as I can with this crap, because this is like, what is this? You get to meet some cool people every once in a while, and that's it. Let's see. Southpaw saying, if no lights, then what sights? It depends. I am notorious for being cheap. So I try to go with what I think is decent quality and cheap. So a lot of my sights are Ameriglows. I do have some Trijicon sights, some XS sights. I have them all. I'll be honest with you, I think I have every manufacturer of sights. I even just got Mepper lights on for the front side of my PCR. And that's actually the first Mepper light I've owned. And, I don't think there's really a wrong answer or a right answer. I mean, they're all good quality stuff. I would say my favorites are probably the Ameriglows, just because of the affordability factor and all that. The Trijicons are very good because of the construction factor and all that. Night vision is okay. I still am kind of iffy on them. I'm not so. I guess I'm not too happy with the size of the window on the front sights with the night vision. I just think they're too small. So I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of them, to be honest with you. Let's see. Ty J is bragging that he has to pay off his X5 Legion first and before he can get his shield. Congratulations, sir. Yeah, Scott is saying all his carry guns have night sights. And there's always that debate. Like, do you need night sights? Because if you can't identify your target, why would you shoot? And I agree with that sentiment. However, I also agree with the fact that night sights do help. And it doesn't have to be pitch black. If it's pitch black and you don't really have any light, you shouldn't be shooting because you don't know what you're shooting at. However, I think where night sights tend to shine more so than the fiber optic sight is when you have some low lit conditions where there is some background ambient light. So it's not completely black, but those tritium vials shine enough to be able to get some form of bearing on what you're looking at, where the gun is pointing at, if it's too high, too low. So, I mean, for me, night sights aren't necessarily a necessity. I prefer them, but I'm also realistic enough to know to say that I'm not going to shoot something if I can't identify it, because you don't know. You could be pointing at your neighbor, your child, your spouse, and not really, an intruder or somebody trying to do you harm. So he said he got a Glock 43 for $300. That's awesome. Congrats. It's a great price. Scott loves his PC9. I'm hoping I will as well, sir. Let's see. Dennis, is your wife into shooting? I'm trying to. No, she's not. She's not into it. I've encouraged her several times to go get her carry permit, but she's just not into it. Maybe one day. And I try to explain to her I can't always be around to, protect her and the family. But, she's a little tough to negotiate with sometimes. It's that Irish blood. Would I go featureless or fixed mag? I would go fixed mag, just because, the ergonomic advantage of having a regular feeling AR, I think, is worth more than having a detachable magazine. But that's me. Hey, gonna replace my Glock 19 Gen 4 trigger. I personally, I'm an Apex guy. I'm not going to go. I mean, there's some great triggers out there. There's some good manufacturers out there, and I'm not going to name them all. Some of my comrades I hate to use that word. Some of my compatriots like certain manufacturers over others. I just like the Apex trigger system. I think it's engineered well. They're smart with what they're doing. I also like the fact that in some cases you're not really replacing everything. So you might be replacing a trigger bar with the shoe, or in some cases you might be just replacing the shoe, which allows you to maintain sort of that almost stock-like feature. So I'm an Apex guy all the way. Let's see. Nick is saying there are 3 types of gun tubers: 2A channels, gun channels, and channels that just want to be big names. Possibly. I just want to hit 10,000. That's all I want. And then when I hit 10,000, I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire on the fortune I've made doing this. Let's see. Yeah, and Scott, you are correct. They also make those new quick reloaders for new fixed mags, and that's why I would go. So it's worth it if you keep the configuration as a normal AR type of gun with the fixed mag. No problem, Irish. And like I said, I wouldn't recommend Apex if I didn't use them in just about every goddamn gun that I have. I mean, I have them in every gun they make them for, because I love them. I absolutely love them. Budget Barbecue is saying he's a new subscriber. Thank you, sir, for subscribing. If you have a channel, everybody go to Budget Barbecue and subscribe him as well. Let's see. Let's see what this says. I know you're not into red dots and carry guns, but what do you think about the Meprolite bullseye sights? I've heard good and bad. I think what I've heard about it is that it's a little bit awkward to be looking at a rear sight because your eyes have always been trained to look at that front sight. So it's I think it would take some time. I don't necessarily know if that would be something I'd want to do. And I'm not into the red dots just yet. I just haven't really found a necessity for them right now. That could change. I mean, I always got humble marksman, telling me you got to get one, and I just don't know, man. And they're costly, and I'm just not into the price. Like I said, I'm dirt cheap when it comes to stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Paul, you are correct. Gen 3 trigger bar will make it feel a little cleaner. You are right on that one, sir. Although Gen 5s, I think, are actually the way to go, but that's just me. Hello, Big Johnson. Everybody, hello. Well, Budget, get your ass making some videos. I think you'll enjoy it, But like I said, just don't take yourself too seriously. Let's see. Keith is saying, I remember when you had less than 100 subs. I know, man. Isn't it crazy? But it's taken forever. I mean, it's, but and this is kind of my excuse / reasoning to make me feel better. I always look at it from the simple standpoint that I don't have 10,000 subscribers yet, But I also know that a lot of the obstacles I have to face in my home state, many other gun tubers do not. And I think that to me says it all. So I have almost 10,000. I live in the hellhole of New York State. And, you guys know the ridiculousness I have to go through just to get a new gun at my house, and the amount of waiting and everything else. And to be able to have at least almost 10,000, knowing that those obstacles are there in place and that there are certain guns that I will never have an option of buying or owning, I think it's awesome. So I'm very happy and appreciative of everybody who's ever subbed my channel. And hopefully they continue to. And we'll go from there. Pistol Pete is saying he has 5 subs. So everybody go and sub him. I don't think he's got any videos. Do you have any videos, Pistol Pete? I don't know. Well, if you do, great. I'm going to sub you. I don't even know if I'm subbed to you, man. Dave's trying to get to 200. So everybody subscribe to Dave so we can get to 200 subs. Dave, this is taking me 4 years to get it, man. So it hasn't been a very short process. That's for sure. Yeah. Ty J, you're absolutely right. I could live in California. Jesus, California. Oh yeah. I don't know how people do it, man. That's terrible. Let's see. What do I think about Palmetto State Armory's ARs? I have no experience with anything from Palmetto State Armory. Nothing. So I don't know. I know that there are channels out there. I know that Mr. Guns and Gears thinks they're pretty decent, I guess. Coda Boy 32 thinks they're pretty decent. So, I guess they're good. I don't know. Thank you, Crazy Scotsman. I appreciate that, man. I got really lucky. Nick is saying, do you want... Is he doing a live chat right now? I don't know. Is he? I can't, man. You know what? Look, this is the way I feel about the Yankee Marshal. I understand that he gives away a lot of stuff to people and some good causes, and thanks to him, and that's a good thing, But at the same time, sometimes I wonder if, that's a reason or an excuse for him to just be a douche. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know the guy personally. I have no idea. Maybe if we were having a beer together, we'd get along fine. I don't know, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if a lot of his mantra of why he does what he does is to make himself look better so that he can demean others. What I don't like is how a lot of these large tubers pretend they're speaking for the whole gun community, because he doesn't speak for me. I mean, none of these guys do. I have my own opinions and my own values and beliefs, and I don't want people speaking for me. I don't, whether it's him or, any of the other channels, none of them speak for me at all. Let's see. Pancho Villa. Hello from Queen. Hello, Queens. How are you, sir? Boy, that sucks for you. Your gun laws down there suck worse than mine. But I'm in the country. I'm a country boy. Yeah, I did see that. So if you guys have not seen the Crazy Scotsman video, I haven't actually watched it yet, sir, but I will. He put a video up for Mr. Holster. I don't know the situation. I think he was battling a health issue. I don't know exactly what the health issue is, but by all means, if you want, throw it out there, man, and let us know. And everybody go take a look at it. So I'm just getting a message from someone. Hold on. Let me see. My God, I don't know what this is. So if you guys are not aware, I've built a sort of friendship up with a guy from YouTube and Instagram and stuff. So he's giving me this information. I don't know what the hell he's sending me here. Oh, oh, I just figured it out. So anyway, sorry, I cannot. No, I can definitely not. Let me see what this says. Oh my God. Yeah, I cannot say this on the air, but I did get some good information. That's good. It's good to know certain people, guys. Let's put it that way. It's always fun. All right, so let me get back to this and start. Armsman, he is a drama queen. Yes, sir, he is. Yes, Big Johnson, he is a pot stirrer for sure. And that's why I'm saying maybe that's why he does what he does, so he can get away with it. You know, it's kind of like a sickness, I think. Just because it's like, you know what, just like be nice, man. You know, if you have an opinion, great, but you know, you don't need to talk about people. And if you do have a problem, text, call, whatever. Settle it. You know, everybody talk, oh, I'm going to settle it like a man, but I'm going to make a live stream to do it. Really? That's how you're going to handle it. Okay. I know some people like that. All right. So Crazy Scotsman is saying that unfortunately our friend here, Mr. Holster, has cancer, which let me tell you, my wife has a relative who's right now battling cancer, and it's bad. And I would not wish it on my worst enemy. It seems like the cancer rates are spiking. For those of you who don't know, actually, today marks the unfortunate day where 543 firefighters have passed away from 9/11. Now, many of you know I was a fireman. If you don't, now you do. And on 9/11, 343 of my brothers were unfortunately killed that day. However, the after effects of everything they were breathing in because they were lied to while they were working has killed 200 more of them. And today, the 200th service member in the fire department of FDNY did pass away today locally here. So right now, the number is 543. You know, for those of you who are not aware, when the atmosphere was supposedly cleared by Christine Todd Whitman and you know, some other idiots telling everybody the air was clean to breathe, it was not. It was filled with particulates, cancer-causing particulates, and unfortunately, the death count still rises every single year, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Kathleen and I was a member of this amazing brotherhood and sisterhood down south, actually, for many, many years. In the state of Florida, actually. Budget Barbecue is 6 years cancer-free, man. Awesome. Congrats, buddy. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, and the Armsman saying he's been fighting it for some time now, and I know there was some things about it a couple of years back, maybe a year ago or so. I remember watching something on that. So, you know, it sucks. Definitely sucks. Crazy Scotsman's asking this. So for those of you out there who are still streaming with Google Hangouts, if you're not aware, supposedly August 1st, it's going away. So I would like to say that out of the gun community, I would say that Big Johnson, you know, kind of pointed me to the direction of doing this. And then I went on live and used it the first time. And then we did a 3 guys chat, and I like it. I think it works really well. So, I mean, if you're going to be looking into it, I would definitely do it. You know, you can see everything's working really well right now. And it's very easy to set up. It's super easy to use. This is probably easier than Google Hangouts. And so I would highly recommend it. And I can't say it enough because we're going to need another format to use. And right now it's free, but I want to keep it free. So for those of you out there, hit up StreamYard on, excuse me, I had a burp. Hit them up on YouTube, Instagram, and you know, let them know, hey, we got creators out there who are using the streaming service. It's great. Keep it free. Definitely keep it free. So yeah, I like it quite a bit. And yes, we are on StreamYard correct right now. And you can see up on the, I don't know if it's the left corner, right corner, depending on what it is, but yes, that is, that's what that is. So, and it's kind of cool because you can do a bunch of different things. You can put like a split window. I think it takes up to 6 people. So that's kind of cool. StreamYard does not seem as glitchy. It doesn't. I mean, the camera's smooth. Like I'm looking at it now, although I'm upgrading this camera here so that hopefully it's a little bit better. Sometimes I'm a little iffy on the way this image looks sometimes. But yeah, I mean, everything seems really good. And the guy, I guess he was like one of the co-creators, a super young guy. You know, I leave comments on their streams. They do live streams where they talk about the future of what StreamYard is going to provide. And I think it's pretty good. So I would definitely use it. And honestly, I think all gun community members who do live streams should be looking at this and using it. the thing that I'm almost certain reason why many of them are not yet is because they're still trying to capitalize on, super chat funds. And again, I don't care if you donate or not. I mean, I just want something where we can see. And Big Johnson, once again, is degrading my beautiful face. He's just lucky, or he's just upset that I look good. And I don't blame him, because, I mean, if you've seen his face, it's a little pouty. Let's see. So we are now at 9:30. So gun-wise, let's talk guns. So I was talking earlier about carrying the PX4 Storm. I was carrying this all day. So I have to say it really is a pretty nice gun. I haven't had really any issues with it. I really like to take up on the double action, single action. It's a very, very good gun, and it carries fairly well. I mean, it's chunky, but it's no chunkier than a Glock 19. And I just think it's a way that I would prefer to keep a gun. Like, I just like everything about it. I feel very confident carrying it, very confident shooting it. So I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a decent double single action. And again, you can find these probably in the all black models, full size or compact size, for a little bit less money. But they are still fairly expensive, which I just can't figure out why that is. And I even think with, like, the Carry, what is that? The Carry, crap, I can't remember. It's the one that Langdon did. I think that's just crazy expensive, to be honest with you. So people are saying, I don't know. I have no idea, because I never get super chats. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So if somebody wants to donate $100, go for it. Let's see. See, Kim saying he really likes his full-size PX4. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in getting one of those at some point. It's just, it comes out of my pocket, so I got to figure out when and if I'm ever going to do that. It's that evil Beretta name. I like the Berettas, man. I like them. I like them. 525. So, yeah, I mean, even with that, see, Kim, I don't know. Like, I think 525 right now, in the current market that we're in, I think it's fairly expensive still for PX4. PX4 has been out for a while. There's not a huge demand for them. I think once you get one and you are a Beretta fan, then yes, you're going to buy one. But I think for the most part, the prices should come down. That's what I would hope. Yeah, and I agree with that. Ripcord is saying that the coating was very soft. This thing has worn off on the front slide, and that's just from unholstering. Not super happy with the way the Cerakote is on this gun. I mean, there's even I don't know if you can pick that up here, but there's like a black line on here, and that's just from the holster. Actually, you can see it right there, right there in this area. And so I would agree that the coating on it is not very good. Definitely not the best. Scott, yeah, those are pretty rare to find. Those Ghost ones where everything is stainless. I would have bought it though, because those are hard to find. Chris Debo, I think that's how you say your name, sir. He's saying, if I mess with Grand Powers, they use the same action as the Berettas. I have never used a Grand Power. However, if you have never, you've never ever seen his channel, Bald and Curious, a fellow New Yorker, is a Grand Power fanboy. Everything to him is Grand Power. So check his channel out, and he has a lot of them, and he loves them because they're from his home country. Razor JB, man, thank you. You absolutely don't give me money ever again. All right. Your friendship is worth more than that $20, my friend. Let's see. PX4 price range is $449 from what I've seen. Yeah, again, it's hit and miss, and obviously it's going to depend on what it comes with. I mean, the FDE models are a lot more expensive than the all black ones. Pancho Villa, hello, sir. I appreciate your support. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate that. And I'm not trying to panhandle, so, please, don't you don't have to give me anything. Thanks, Chris. I love my channel too. Let's see. Bald and Curious is hilarious. Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. He likes to insult everybody, though, which I think is kind of funny too. Not going to lie. Crazy Scotsman saying he signed up for StreamYard. He will try it out soon. You are welcome, sir. I like I said, I don't think you'll have any problems with it. As a matter of fact, when you go to StreamYard's website to do your first chat, you can set up a schedule for it and everything. It's very self-explanatory. The interface is super easy. So easy that even an idiot can do it. Pancho Villa, thank you, sir. Anytime I can help, that's why I do this, man. I try to help. What's on the radar for your next purchase? Well, it's funny you say that. So I actually have, and this is Hail to the Rooster. Bald is the Don Rickles of the gun world. Man, Don Rickles was like the funniest man alive, in my opinion. So Hail to the Rooster, what's on the radar? So I actually have two guns coming. One is a SIG P225A1. Probably no real purpose for the gun because it doesn't even carry 10 rounds. But I liked it. It was used barely. And, you know, from what I've been reading about it, they call it the mini Legion or the baby Legion because it's such a good gun. It has the SRT trigger. It's really nice. Very, very nice. So I would definitely recommend it so far, but I haven't shot it, nor have I holstered it at all. And then I actually just got myself a Caracal. That's right. The mystical, magical Caracal is coming home whenever they give me my coupon to get it. But I did get one. I did pay for it. Again, there were some people who were questioning that because, you know, if you've kept in contact with what I do on the side with regards to, you know, some of the other social media, you know, they kind of said, oh, well, we'll send you a gun as soon as it was there. And it didn't happen. So I bought it and I'm okay with that. So let's see. Stoeger made a version of the PX4, which can be had at a reasonably cheap price. That is correct. That was actually a Beretta gun. Just so you're aware, that's the Beretta Cougar, which is now the Stoeger Cougar. Beretta sold all of the machining to Stoeger, and Stoeger continues to make them today. They come in 9, 40, and 45 ACP. The 45 is the only one that comes with a rail. None of the others do. All steel, no aluminum alloy. And they do have the rotating barrel, which is now on the PX4 Storm. I do know that. See, I know my guns. Let's see. Coupon. That's right. It's coupon here. Where you guys live, it's coupon. Let me get my coupon. It's coupon. All right. Let's see. My Beretta 92 may be the best shooting pistol I own. Let me tell you something. That M9A3, man, was just sick. I shot it like crap. I'm not going to lie. At some point, I'm going to make that video. But I think the sights were giving me a little bit of an issue. The side picture was off for some reason. Kept shooting low, even though I had everything lined up correctly. At least I think so. And then when I adjusted by raising the muzzle, or at least the front sight up, it was fine. So that was kind of weird. Kathleen, no Archon yet because I'm not paying that money for that gun. Unless somebody wants to donate one. Donate it or send it to me and I'll send it back to you. Let's see. Nick is saying he loves his M9A1. I'm not sure. Is that the Beretta M9A1 or the Steyr M9A1? Because they both have the same names. So yeah, the P225 is kind of a weird gun. I don't really know where it fits in anybody's desire because it doesn't have a ton of, you know, of capacity. I guess is the best way of saying that. You know, even in a 10-round state like mine, the thing only carries 8+1, and it's not necessarily the smallest gun or the lightest gun, but it just felt right. It felt right, and it was in a great condition, night sights, you name it. And since I've never owned a steel SIG or a metal SIG, I should say, because it's aluminum alloy on this thing, I said, why not? And it was a reasonable price, so I felt it was worth it. Let's see. Scott saying, or Crazy Scott saying, M9A3 is the bomb. Had mine for a few years now. I mean, it's just a really well-built handgun. It's just really well built. Oh, and also I almost forgot this. I also have a Beretta 90-2 coming. That one was used. So I'm pretty psyched for it because I do like it and it's so different that I think it's going to be a really cool keeper. Because they don't make them anymore. So it was from like 2006 to 12, I think they made them. And it was kind of the grandfather of the M9A1. Because a lot of the features from that gun moved over to the A1 series, and some didn't, like the grips and all that other stuff. But let's see. Yes, Kathleen, KS has 2. I know. Pistol PSL in New Jersey was requiring gun shops to carry smart guns now. Yep, they are supposed to be selling 1 a year in order to keep their licenses. So that's another underhanded way for the anti-gun world to go after innocent men and women who have never broken the law in their lives. It's pretty pathetic when you think about it. Would I trade a P229 for an M9A3? Me personally, I've never owned a 229, but I have never been a SIG fan, so I'm extremely biased. But I'll tell you, the M9A3, man, it's just hard. It is hard to beat. I love that gun. Absolutely love it. And then Scott's saying no. And if it is an older 229, so I mean, if it's a German made or something like that, I'd keep it. And then he's saying, Hailer is saying a basic 229. That's true. I mean, if we're talking like a Legion or something like that, keep it. How smart is the gun? It's as smart as you want it to be. Yeah, I've never had a Legion, so I don't know. I mean, I hear they're really good, but again, I don't tend to spend a lot of money on high-end stuff. Yeah, we need more cops like that, Ty. That's for sure. Basic 229, yes, absolutely. Budget Barbecue saying I have a Glock 19 and I'm so tempted to swap for a Shield or Slim Glock. Thoughts? I really like the Slim design, but I think I might regret getting rid of the 19. I mean, you know, I'll be honest with you. I don't own any Glock 19s anymore. The only 19 I own is a 19X. I had both the 48 and the 43X. I really liked the 43X a little bit better because of the way it felt in my hand. It felt a little bit better balanced. I wound up selling all of them. But I will tell you one that you should look at is look at that Shield 4-inch. I am a big fan of that gun because you have the ability to go small magazine or big magazine. You have the ability to buy some mag guts and get it to 10+1 and 9+1. So, I mean, you really, or what is it? 8+1, I think it is 8+1. So you really can't beat the Shield. I love the Shield. I have no problems carrying that Shield. And I would carry it all day long. Let's see. Yes, RT trigger is very good though. Yes, I agree. I'm sure Jersey will be sued, but again, it's all about the circuit courts, man. If the circuit courts don't want to hear it, it won't go anywhere. And then they're still packed on this side of the country with liberal people. Let's see. Kathleen's asking, does the 19X have a better trigger than what, Kathleen? The regular 19? I mean, the Gen 5 triggers are really good. The 19X is basically the same thing in regards to the Gen 5. So it's a good trigger. Obviously, I upgraded to the Apex trigger because I'm an Apex guy. Here's an odd question. Is it worth having a muscle car in New York? If you're wealthy and you have like a 4-wheel drive, then yes. I've never owned a muscle car, although I did see those new the Corvettes, the new C8 Corvette. Man, that is a nice car. And I heard I guess they're starting them under, is it 50,000 or 60,000? I think it's at 50 grand for a base model, but that's friggin' sweet for a midline engine like that. That's pretty cool. What makes it better? The Gen 5 triggers, Kathleen, over the others. They just reworked some internal parts, better sear. Trigger bar is a little bit better. So just a couple of little, tunes here and there. Yeah. Their district is starting to get better, but still has a long way to go. It does. They all do. But it's going to take time for that to change. Just got the Black Yikes 3.0 connector from the Glock store. I'm going to try it on my Gen 5. Interesting. Yeah, those prices on those Corvettes, they are extremely shocking. When you think about it, a Jeep Rubicon, brand new Jeep Rubicon is like $55,000. So that Corvette in its base model is less than that. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Oh, Black Ice. I said Black Yikes. I don't know. See, I'll prove it. Let me do it here. Boom, Black Yikes. Let's see. C. Kim says he'll take a VP9 over a Glock. I mean, honestly, right now, I will take my Beretta APX over a Glock. I love it. I love that gun. I love it. But I have become an unabashed Beretta fan. I think these guns are great. Yeah, base model Silverado is like 65 grand, which is crazy. I mean, it is crazy the kinds of prices they charge for cars, but you know, it is what it is. People need to drive. I say let's just build a nice high-speed rail system, and then I can be out west in like 6 hours. That'd be great. All right, so we are now at 9:46. Boy, this is flying by, guys, and there's actually 68 people watching supposedly. And that's great. I still like my Walther PPQ, absolutely. That is, again, certain guns I keep because I just like them that much, but it's also the fact that I've had a lot of time behind them. I think the PPQ has always been one of those weird guns where, some people will say that it's a great gun, but it recoils too much. I think if you spend enough time behind that gun and it becomes one of your mainstay guns, you learn how to function with the gun. But it's like anything else, it takes time and it takes dedication to do it. See Kim saying his 2001 Corvette convertible cost 60 grand, and now it's 2019. The brand new ones are less. Isn't that great? I love it. Ty's waiting for flying cars. I'm not. People can barely drive as it is. Now you want them to fly? PPQ M1 or 2? It depends. I mean, they're basically the same gun. Obviously, you have the big paddle on the M1s and the push button on the M2. I like Walther's paddles better than H&K's, H&K, whatever, HKs, because they're longer, so it's easier to reach. The HKs tend to be very short, and I don't like that. So I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I mean, I had a P99, which had the paddle release, and it was great. I loved it. So if you can find the PPQ M1 series better than the 2 and it's cheaper, I'd go with that one. APX Centurion, $100 discount if you buy by the end of July. Yep. I actually did that. That's why I got it. And I finally got my money. And that was cool. So like my Centurion, I think was 4 and change or something like that. And it wound up being 3 and change. So you can't beat that. And it's a great gun. I mean, there's not a lot of aftermarket for it, so you can't find a new trigger for it, although that may not need one. Night sights trickle out for that, so you can find them, I think, by Ameriglow and also on Beretta's site, and Trijicon makes them as well. You can get a reduced power striker spring thingy thing that supposedly reduces the trigger pull, which I haven't done yet, but I'm looking into that because I'm not sure if that new part fits in a Centurion like it does in the full size. And I've asked questions about it, and nobody seems to know. My God, his Jeep got his Dodge 1500 got hit by an 18-wheeler. Jesus, and they're going to repair it. You might want to total that. Yeah, diesels run forever. If you take care of them right, the diesel engines will run and run and run. Now we're becoming a car channel. It's funny. So yeah, I'm just trying to think if I have anything for you. I kind of do these randomly, so I never really have any topics. I guess that's my bad. Dennis saying he loves the PPQ. It takes a second more to put 15 rounds in the perp, then so be it. Yep. Pistol Pete apparently drives a Duster. I remember those. Let's see. APX carry versus the Shield. I would say Shield all day long, although I've never had an APX carry. But basically, the APX carry is a new looking version of the Nano. So, for what it's worth, I mean, the Shield to me is a you can't miss with the Shield. It's just a really well built handgun. So, hail to the rooster was saved by his cat-like reflexes. That's funny. Guns, cars, and gear. Boom. All right. So, kind of getting back into the gun thing and the gun world. I've been carrying an assortment of different guns lately. I was carrying for a long time. I was carrying like the Glock 43X, and then I sold it. And then I've been carrying the Shield for quite a while, at least the past couple of weeks. And today I just pulled out the PX4 and I said, I just want to carry the gun. I haven't carried it that much. It's a nice shooting handgun. I fixed it up the way I'd want it with the the G model now, and then with the hammer spring, which did a great job with the trigger. So now that the double action is a very nice smooth pull, the single action is fairly crisp, a little bit long to take up, and then the reset, and then the take up after that is fairly long, but still very crisp. So I think with guns, the funny thing is that you can't ever just settle for one. There's so many good choices out there. I don't see why anybody would. Let's see. All right, so now we got Nick is asking, how does the overmolded grip on the M9A3 grip compared to the old 92 grips? I actually shot with the bigger grip. I like the way it fit my hand a little bit better. However, today I just switched back to the slim grips because I wanted a little time with it in that mode, so to speak. So, for me, I liked the larger grips, but I don't know if it was the grips or the texturing, because the stock grips that comes with those thin grips are made out of plastic and there's really no texturing on them. So that might be the reason why. The D-spring fits in a 92 compact, so it would fit in a Centurion. If that is the part you're talking about, just put one in. No, it's actually it's the striker spring, and I guess it's a reduced power striker spring, so it kind of reduces the trigger. But maybe we're talking about the same thing. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. Are Stogers any good? I don't know. I've never owned one. I'm sure there are people out there. To me, the Stoeger Cougar, which is basically the Beretta Cougar, that to me would be a gun worth buying, because they're good guns. They were good guns when Beretta sold them. So the only difference is it says Stoeger, but basically it's the same thing. Let's see. Captain Shark says the Nano/APX carry is a redheaded stepchild that takes a hell of a lot of work to get it to behave reasonably. The gun is tiny, so I don't, I know there was like kind of a push to that micro carry. I just have never been into that. To me, it's kind of pointless, but again, that I know that some people are really, really, loving that AP or the, what is it? 365. I just never have been interested in that gun. And I'm still not. And if you've seen Harry's Holsters videos on his P365 XL, it might be a reason why. Shield or PPS M2. PPS feels a world better in the hand. I've had the PPS and I like the Shield better because it's interesting. I feel like the Shield fits better in my hand. And the reason why I say that is because the Walther or the PPS feels a little bit too top heavy. That's my opinion on it. Who would I recommend to undercut the trigger guard for a Glock frame? Well, I don't really know because I've only customized one grip of my gun. However, they do that work, and that would be Flayed Customs, Flayed. He did a great job on my Steyr L9, so I would recommend that. And I know he does really good work on Glocks quite a bit. And I know Mike's saying we were not talking about, yeah, I figured as much. I think you were talking about the D-spring for the hammer. Ripcord is saying Fury Holsters makes a holster for Centurion. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I need one. I don't have a holster for it yet. And I've had some recommendations. None of them have really, I guess caught my interest. And when I look at what they are and then what the price is, I'm like, God, to me, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that. Kathleen saying the smallest gun she would own is a Shield. I agree. I think the Shield is kind of the Goldilocks gun. It's just right. It's very controllable. It's a good shooting handgun, comfortable to carry all day long. And I think 4-inch adds to that as well. Yeah, Mac and Harry need to stay away from the P365s. I would agree with that. I know Mac said he just bought an XL, so I'm interested to see. He's saying that doesn't have the striker drag or whatever the hell that was. But I'm not a fan of them, so I don't know. I won't buy one. I won't. If somebody has one, they say, hey, here, you want to shoot? I'll shoot it. But I would never buy that gun. Heller is saying he's designated as P365 to a grocery getter. P07 is still king of carry in my rotation. Yeah, P07 is a good gun. I personally would say to you, if you like metal guns, go out and get yourself a P01, man. P01 is friggin' great. All right. So Carry My Revolver saying this question's been going around lately. How many times will it take for a gun to break or malfunction for you not to carry it? Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's a really good question. How many times must it malfunction? Man, I mean, I guess it depends on round count. I mean, if it fails multiple times and it's the first time I've taken it to the range, that gun will never be in my carry rotation. I will never be able to trust that gun. If I have shot 1,000 rounds, 1,500 rounds through it, and then it finally fails, I still feel very, very confident with that gun. But I think if you take it out in an initial time period, so like, when I go to the range with a new gun, I am taking with me anywhere from 300 to potentially 500 rounds, and I'm going to shoot it all while I'm there. It's expensive and it sucks, but that's what I want to do. And I feel like if that gun runs fine through that testing, I'm okay with it. If it has failure after failure in that initial testing, that is gun I just will never feel confident in. And everybody's going to have a different answer to that, but that's basically mine. Keith is saying that the SIGAs seem to work out all the issues of the 365. I guess they are running flawlessly. I know for me, it's just the size. I don't like the size and I don't like the way it feels. I just don't like the way the gun feels in my hand. And again, that is my opinion. Ty saying it depends on the malfunction. Yeah, I agree. Have I received my 225? Nope, not yet. I'm still waiting for the gods of New York to send me my coupon. Yeah, several range trips without a failure. I mean, I guess it depends also how many rounds you're putting in each range trip. I mean, if you go to a range and you're shooting 100 rounds, I agree with that. I think 500 rounds is a pretty good indicator of how that gun is going to run. Again, everybody's going to be different. Yeah, see, Kim, you're right. It could be the magazine. Maybe the magazine's not feeding well, so on and so forth. Yeah, it could be that. Definitely. But I think if you have multiple magazines and you're still having multiple failures, I think sometimes then that kind of eliminates the magazine. Yeah, I will never carry 1911, especially with unreliable magazines. But I've said it before. I'm just not a 1911 person. I know that's sacrilege in the gun world and being an American, but I don't really like them. I mean, to me, yeah, they look cool, but they weigh 800 pounds, and what the hell do I need that for? Yes, Harry did have a broken firing pin. I believe Big Johnson broke it, or at least he shot it when it broke. So that is true. I think Big Johnson broke it, to be honest with you. Let's see. Some guns are ammo picky. That is true. And really it depends if you're cleaning the guns. One of the things I've been doing lately is when I get a new gun, I don't even clean them and I don't lube them before I take them to shoot. I just want to see how they operate. So that's kind of what I do. I'll bring some backup, some oil or something just to make sure. But I just usually run them right out of the box to see how they handle. Poe's in. He's a few minutes late. Hello, Poe. It's been a long time, sir. Yeah, and I'm going to be ending this very soon. So you're in for 30 seconds. Let's see. Most people carry polymer frames nowadays. Yeah, they do. And it's kind of funny because I'm moving away from that a little bit. So, I know I have a lot of polymer, but I've been getting really back into the metal guns. That's why the only CZs I own right now are all metal guns. I don't even own a P10. Carry My Revolver saying that he goes right to the range. Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm okay. If it's running dry, it's okay. It's not going to hurt it. And again, I like to see how it can handle that, because some of the oils you put on your guns, they tend to run a little bit and they dry a little bit. So again, it's all about personal preference. And if you bring some with you, if you got to lube something, then you got it with you. Keith, thanks for showing up, buddy. So I have about another minute and then we're going to call it. Again, I appreciate everybody who came out tonight. Again, I've said I was going to try to do these a little bit more often, and I will continue to do these as long as there is demand. Obviously if nobody shows up, then obviously it's time to stop. But again, I'll just mention a couple of things before I go. First off, if any of you have a YouTube channel, please subscribe to everybody here if they have one as well. Again, we can only get better if we get bigger together. The second thing is, and I'm not begging for anything, and I don't want you guys to think that, but if you are going to buy Harry's Holsters, please use my coupon code 1776, 10% off, and I get 10%, I think, back. I'm not sure. I don't even know what it is, but like I said, any little bit helps. If it's $1, that's great, and 50 cents is great too, but that does help. Also, I have a link on my Instagram page for Better Holsters. Unfortunately, there's no discount related to that. However, I will actually get 10% kickback from them if you buy something using that link. And that's really it. That's a way for me to make something more than what I'm doing. And again, it's not about the money. I don't want anybody to think that I'm sitting here asking you guys to pay me to do what I like. But it does help. It offsets some expenses. Obviously, it's never going to help buy guns, but it definitely will offset costs for ammo, at least. But again, that's basically it. So hope you guys have a great night. Ripcord saying really quick, yes, there was a heat wave here. It has been god awful hot, but I did live down south for a long time, and it kind of reminds me back in the day, so to speak. Let's see. Ninja Scout, have a great weekend. Thank you, sir. Floridian, you're getting a Harry's for your shield. All right, then use that code, damn it. And freedom costs $20, man. Oh, listen, anything helps, man. Anything helps, like I said. So heat in Michigan too. Well, I hope you guys are all staying cool wherever you're at. And if you're in like a really cold climate, I hope you're staying warm. But thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great night. Stay safe. And as always, everyone, I got to wait. I'm trying to see where I got to finish this. As always, everyone, freedom is never free.